Hey, good morning everybody. It's an absolute gorgeous morning, Saturday morning. Yeah, yesterday's video said that I was going to do the interior today, and I am. But first, I got to finish spackling the whole thing with this vinyl spackling stuff I got from Lowe's. This stuff is awesome. It's easy to work with. Goes on kind of loose and wet. You fill in the holes. You overfill them a little bit. You come back and it sands really quick, but it's hard as a rock. Very strong. Some of the stuff that the globs that dry and stuck to the wood, I have to pull really hard to get them off, so it's really strong stuff. I used it between the joints like I showed you yesterday, between where I have the ceiling butted up against each other. This back surface here is smooth all the way down. That's what I'm going for, all the way, every joint, every corner smooth, so there's a good solid finish. It does stop spackling at the bottom of the can. When you get about halfway down, it tries to dry up a little bit, and then when you go to smash it in the hole or the crack, it tries to pull out, so you put a little bit of water back in there and it brings it back to a lot more easily to work with, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get this out of here, and then I am going to do some interior today. I went to Lowe's and I was looking for a cheap alternative for inside the cabinets, inside the closets. This whole panel was $8, so I bought one to experiment with. And then this panel here honestly is looks a little bit like a fence or something. I don't want it real dark, and this is very light, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to have to cut them up to get them in the door, of course. And then I'm going to try to use this other panel for the ceiling. We'll see. So let's get this thing out of here and get working. Alright, I got the spackling done. It's going to dry. Sand that all later, probably tomorrow. I've never ever used an air operated nail gun, ever. I've used air tools for the last 30 years because that's the business I'm in, automotive stuff. But I've never used a nail gun or a stapler. So I bought this from Lowe's last night. It's a Boss Stitch. What is this thing? 1830, model 1838. I've never used one. Couldn't even figure out how to get the staples in. It took me a while, and the manuals, no help. I kept trying to load them in the back. They want you to put them in the front, which didn't make sense to me, but I guess that's the way it is. So it's hooked up, and I'm going to just give it a shot for the first time. And maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to figure this out. Be right back. Okay, I had this little button here was not in contact tip mode, so now I have it in contact tip mode. That's the first staple I've ever done right there. Let's try another one. Now it's burying the staples way in there, so there's a little dial underneath here where you can roll it back. Let's just go all the way back and see what happens. That's pretty far. Okay, see, now it's perfectly, well, you'd have to tack that back in there, but I'm going to be, using this on those panels, interior panels I just showed you. So yeah, I'll have to experiment on those panels, but for this, okay. Misfired one there. Anyway, never used one before. I've always watched these home improvement shows and envied all those guys. Just putting a nail gun up and going bang and it's over. Always swung a hammer my whole life. So I'm going to use this on the interior. We're going to give it a try. And that noise in the background, I'm a huge fan of Supercross, so being that it's the second round today in Houston, I'm listening to Race Day Live, watching it, keeping up on times and stuff to see what happens tonight. Anyway, we're back at it.
Let's remember, he had the injury a week ago. Everyone knows his shoulder got hit.
All right, one of my favorite things, Supercross. Okay, so as I begin to do the inside, I got a hold of 4 sheets of this stuff here for free. I don't know how much it costs, like $15 or something a sheet, I've heard. But I got a hold of 4 sheets for free. So I'm amazed that this thing, it doesn't weigh anything, maybe 4 ounces, maybe? It's so light, it's amazing. On one side it's reflective for heat dissipation, and then on the inside this is the white part that you'll see. But I went ahead and bought one of these deals So this is something else I've never done. I'm a tire guy. I don't build stuff. So I bought this. I think one of these blades will work. I'm going to hand cut them, pop them in there so they're tight and so they stay put, and then put that paneling over the top, that brown paneling we looked at there. So here we go. All right, so I got those 6 insulation panels in. Really simple. A little bit messy, but wow, probably the easiest thing I've had to do on the trailer. So you just, get your measurements, cut the thing with that saw, and they slide in. So I think I'm going to fill this with foam up here, and that'll take care of that. Other than that, look at that, simple. So now I'm going to try to cut a panel and fit it here, one of those, that dark panel, and see where we end up with that. So here we go. To cut this really thin panel, I got this little 20-volt saw, brought it home and opened the package, and there's no batteries in it or a charger or anything. Guess I just didn't read anything when I bought it. Fortunately, I have that hedge trimmer and I have that little blower that are also 20 volt, and I keep 2 batteries charged all the time for those, so that worked out perfect. So I made a cut. It cut good. The panel fits in there. I'm about to nail it in for the first time. So tire guy building a camper. Get this pointed away from myself. So obviously I can't get, because this panel is wider than this opening, I can't get one full one in here. So I cut it in the middle, and I'm going to get 2 in here. So let's see how the first nail looks. There it is. Okay, something going on outside there. Tools falling down or something. Yes. Just my level, nothing important. That could have been dangerous. Could have killed myself there. Alright, so hey, it's a lot easier than pounding nails. Let me tell you. So if you're light, then see how I keep going a little deep on some of those? If you just give it a light push, you can actually kind of control. That's jacked up. I'll take that one out. The depth a little bit. So I can get this. Must have hit a nail. So there'll be a counter here it'll hide. I'm gonna hit these in with a hammer, but there will be a counter here that'll hide that. Hopefully. Twist this hose in here. There it goes. All right, it is what it is. All right. I'm hungry. Haven't had lunch. Calling it quits. Made a mess, but I got all this up here insulated, and I got the inner panels in there. I got the little my light deal put in there. This is temporary. I'm gonna get a real countertop for that, and got that little box built over there for the light or the for the extra cable. And I got a lot of the roof insulated. I'm gonna work on the insulation more tomorrow, and keep her going. Good night. See you tomorrow. All right, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's Sunday, about 3 o'clock. Worked on more insulation today. We got the ceiling insulated, and I'm just now putting in these ceiling panels, and then I'll eventually caulk over those holes and then paint the ceiling. But that's where we're at now, so let's keep on working. Okay, it's Sunday night, and we've just been going nuts today, trying to get done or close to done. Didn't do any more sanding yet, letting that all dry. Next weekend will be the baby's butt sand, like we talked about. So happy with my new light in here. I'm gonna backsplash this with, this is plastic diamond plate, so that'll help reflect some light back out. But that's my cool little light mounted up there that we talked about. And then this is going to be a cupboard for food up here. We're going to put in some kind of makeshift sink somewhere in here, a little 10-inch sink with some gravity fed water. This will be clothing under here. And we got, you can see the roof panels up, and I'm going to paint them to get rid of all the indentations from the staple gun. And then I'll run trim across the 2 seams, and that's just in there. We'll take that out when we do the roof. And I did the bottom part of this wall. We insulated it, and that's what I found at Lowe's for, like, I don't know, those were like 15 bucks for a 4x8 sheet, so there's 15 bucks worth. Those are meant to actually go vertical. Here's one right here. They're 8x4. But I didn't want the boards going up like a fence. I wanted them sideways like shiplap, right? We all watch that show, don't we, from Texas? So I cut them and threw them sideways. And I still got a little bit of cleanup to do. You know, that little piece right there. I'm going to run a piece of trim up to cover this joint right there. A piece of molding. And even though it looks like that's cut wrong over there, it's not. That fire block just dips a little bit, so I'm going to put a little piece of 1x in there, so I've got a little more thickness to tack the next one onto. But anyway, so that wall will be all just like this, trimmed out in that shiplap stuff. And then we'll continue to insulate, and then we'll do the back cabinets in this darker stuff, the inside of them, and then we'll get this wall going on this side. Anyway, we're getting close, and then the outside, all really I got to do is sand the whole thing, weatherproof it, and that's it. I'm gonna start. Well, then I'll do the roof, and then we'll start tacking on. We're gonna go with aluminum. I think we're gonna go with. And then diamond plate on the front to shield it from rocks. And then we're close, man. Yeah, I'm trying to put together our first trip in February, a month from now. I'm hoping to be done by then. So, yeah, that was 3 days off. Got a lot done, but still got a little bit ways to go, but it's coming together. You excited, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, you showing off your new kicks, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see you walk around. You're rolling code, bro. Yeah. Nice. So we'll get another angle over here. Yeah, this side, I don't know if I'm going to do it in the wood. I might do something different. I don't know. We'll see. But it's coming together, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Hi. Hi, Mom.
Oh, wait. Come check out your tooth. Come here. Look up. Let me wiggle it. Oh, we need to rip that thing.
Food one.
Twist it. Just twist it out right here on camera for everybody.
Not yet.
Okay. All right, buddy.
But it is on